Klinger Additional Rustic Building is a cross-platform mod that adds a heap of new amazing building structure options, including some bonus items that can make even the most unimaginative builders, like me, look like seasoned pros. The mod contains 4 basic categories of structures, as well as the bonus items. There's the rustic wood structures, which have the most options, the rustic greenhouse structures, the rope structures, and the new rustic rock structures. The engrams start unlocking at level 18 and they top out at level 40. The resource costs of each piece are a little different to their vanilla stone and wood equivalents, but that's more than fair considering they are a little tougher. And by tougher, I mean all 4 structure types don't take damage from large creatures. Predictably though, the big boppers and alphas will still chew through them, so be careful of that. With the exception of the rope structures, they have similar thermal protection to adobe for hot areas while still having some protection against the cold. The foundations, ramps and ceilings are supposed to remove the snow effects if you do set up base in the cold areas of the map, although on PS5 I couldn't see any of that. If you're on PC and can see it, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, well let's start with the rustic wood pieces, and you can see with the walls in particular, there's several options including doorways and windows, and each of those has a couple of options. There are pillars, a couple of different types of those, obviously the foundations that you can see, some stairs which we'll get to a little bit later on, but you can see the foundations have an option of a triangle. We also have, there's so many pieces. We have some quarter walls and a couple of different options. We have railings, we have roof pieces. Have a look at these things. Don't they look great? We also have, hang on a sec, the doors and things. Check this out. We've got different things. Look at the animations. How cool is that? We've got the doorways, of course, which are interchangeable on all the different pieces with the windows. We've also got these wonderful cellar doors looking things. They don't require anything other than just to place down. How cool is that? And they come in a flat version as well. Isn't that great? And with the stairs and things, there are actually a few different options. You can see the standard ones. We've got some pointy ones, some ones that go up pointy. We've got some different ramps. And that one I think is supposed to be pointing down, but it's pointing up. We've got some shallow ramps and stairs. There's great there. Moving around the corner, we have some ceiling pieces. Now these are actually flat ceiling pieces or straight up and down ceiling pieces to match in with other basic ones that you can see. And you look at all these options that you have there. Some bigger pieces. People that know what they're doing with building will have heaps and heaps of choices now. That is amazing. So, while we're on ceiling pieces, and check out all these extra ceiling pieces. We've got all sorts of things. We've got toppers and end pieces for your tops and things. I don't even know how to describe them. You'll have to have a look at the descriptions in the mod itself. Got these things here. We've got roof cappers. Okay, we have the greenhouse structures, and have a look at these. Don't they look fantastic? That's amazing. There's a couple of different options of walls. There's the lattice and the glass. There's the windows and doors, and they come in a few different options. We've got some ceiling options, some quarter wall options. Swing around the corner, we've got some roof options here. You can see the ceiling toppers and sloped walls. There's different options for the ceilings, including the... I love these things, if I can get it to... Here we go. That's so smooth. I love how smooth that is. That works great. The doors and windows. The greenhouse is great. It adds a real touch. I can see people switching over to these greenhouse versus the vanilla options. Okay, there's the rope structures. There's not as many options as some of the others, but they still look great. You've got your walls in different shapes. You've got some pillars, and we'll quickly swing around here. These are actually gates. Have a look at this. How good is that? I can see the design possibility straight away, and I don't know what I'm doing when I'm building. Some doors. Cellar door option as well. Look at that. That's amazing. We've got the ceiling options, sloped and flat as well. Rope structures. Love it. Okay, now these are the new rustic stone options, and you can see they look amazing. The foundations look fantastic. The walls, not as many options as the wood, but still enough to keep you out of mischief. You've got the doors, the windows, and a couple of different options. A couple of options with pillars. I love that. That gives you a few options for the outdoor style setup where the stone really takes effect, I think. Around the corner, you've got a few wall options and ceiling options. But yeah, I think that looks great. I think it's a really good addition. Okay, and speaking of additions, we have all of these extra things in this mod. There's a couple of storage box options. They're the first ones that you're going to see. Now, they have expanded storage compared to normal options, and they come in a few versions. The big ones and a couple of small ones. So there's some great options there. You have wall hanging lanterns or onto your ceilings. Now, they do provide a lot of light, and you'll see here what I'm talking about when I mean a lot of light. It's great. All right, we're in no particular order here, so we'll go to the rope beds. You can see they come in two options, a wall hanging option and a standard option there. There are a couple of seating options. You can see we've got a few chairs, a bench, and a couple of different table options there, so that'll give you a few design possibilities as well. You have a water cooler there, which is, it doesn't make any noise like the vanilla versions do. We have to talk about this. This is the rustic version of the toilet. And, hang on a sec, let me just quickly zoom in. There's a nice little Easter egg there, the 3 shells. Bonus points if you can tell me down in the comments what that reference is referring to there. It's great. So yeah, the toilet. We have some crop plots. We've got the large crop plot, which has expanded storage, which is great. We've got a smaller version just for space. It doesn't have quite as much storage as the bigger one, but it's a little bit smaller. We have these ground version ones. Now, they are great. Have a look at this. You can see here how the description of it. You'll have a play with it yourself, but basically it has a few little bonuses compared to the normal ones, but it's a great option as well. Oh, and there is a wall hanging version there as well. Speaking of wall hanging versions, we have the beds. You've got your standard 2 and single bed there, and a wall hanging version like with the rope. Obviously, can't forget about the wall shelf, which is great. It's like another table, but hanging on the walls. The rustic forge. Have a look at this. This is great. It burns wood and crafts your metal much quicker. Hang on a sec. Now have a look at how fast this crafts. Not as fast as the indie forge, but that's great. That's a hell of a lot faster than the normal forge. And I think that looks great. It's a fantastic addition. You should definitely get that. It costs more than the normal forge, but it's well worth it once you get going. Okay, and we are talking about ladders. You have your traditional ladder, but you also have 3 extra options. You have one without any rails, you can see there. We have one with some rails, and we have one with all the rails. How cool is that? I can hear design options going off in builders' heads right now. That is fantastic. Okay, we have to talk about these bridges. These are amazing. I love them. There's a small and a medium option, and the only difference is the width of them. So you can obviously walk bigger dinos across here than you can the smaller one, but they are great. They have, I think it's 230 or 250 meters, don't quote me on that it goes out, and they are super easy to set up. Hang on a sec. Now, once you've got your 2 end pieces down, how you want them, you can see we've got the piece there and the piece there. All you do is you use your bridge part, if I can get it to snap. Oops, sorry. Wrong option. There you go. Once you get it snapped, you just run it out to as far as you need to go. Bang. Easy. Bridge done. Isn't that amazing? I love this. I'm surprised we haven't seen more bridges in this game from mods. That's amazing. I love it. Okay, we also have an amazing new option. It's a floating foundation. Look at that. That's amazing. You can set these up anywhere, and you can join them like you see over there. Just have a look at this. I've got the fog turned off so that you can see properly. Have a look at that. That's incredible. I love this. Pros. Well, There are a huge amount of pieces and design possibilities that allow you to create stunning bases of any size. Every piece looks amazing and really lets even average builders like me create a visually appealing base that looks like it was made by someone that knows what they're doing. Most of the pieces all work together seamlessly and snap where you'd hope they would. The structures are apparently optimised to make the mod run smoothly, and I've definitely noticed the improvement on larger builds. The extra items are extremely functional and are a welcome addition without destroying the game's core experience. And as a bonus, there is even a skin version of the mod that can be used on official. Okay, cons. There's only a couple of minor gripes. The roof pieces stick through the walls in places and break the immersion a bit for mine. It's not a deal breaker, but I'd love to see that addressed perhaps at some stage in the future. The only other one that I can really find is that the wood walls have the gaps between the slats. I know that's a deliberate design choice and it really does look the part, but personally I'd like it if there wasn't any gaps. Definitely not a fault by any stretch, but purely a personal preference. The vanilla structures in ASA look great, but the added structures in this mod will give you even more choice in how you design your builds. If you're an experienced builder that needs something fresh to help channel that creative energy, then you will have more options than you can point a stick at with this one. For those of us who aren't all that creative, well, now we have a way to make our builds look amazing without having to worry about learning any new skill sets. This is definitely one mod you should add to your library. I'm going to give Klinger Additional Rustic Building 4 stars, and make sure you check out these other reviews of some mods that can perhaps add even more fun and value to your game.